Greetings everyone and welcome to today's video. We are continuing to build on our segments about learning, and today's topic is on the idea of unlearning first. I know there's a famous movie line from Star Wars. Yoda says something, excuse me if I get it wrong, but I know it's something along the lines that you must unlearn first what you have already learned. I believe that's it. But anyways, it's definitely a wise quote. I believe he got it from the Zen. But in any regards, a very wise quote and something that we can definitely build on and dive into a little bit further. So the first thing with this idea of unlearning something first, I want you to realize and kind of accept the fact that we're not talking about forgetting. We're just moving into a space to create new mental spaces or new paradigms in our life. So we're not necessarily forgetting and acting like we don't know what happened, last week, but we're just creating new ways to look at it and new ways to understand it. So a good example that we're going to try to work through on this video and just kind of reference back to is driving. Driving could be one of those things that I know I've had where I may go to like New York City or just on vacation somewhere where I don't drive for whatever, 5 days, a week, 2 weeks, whatever it may be. But as soon as I get home, I go right back into my routine or into my habit of grabbing my keys, unlocking the door the way that I normally do, getting in the car, push button or, turn the ignition, and the sequence just continues back all the way into me safely commuting, through traffic. So that's an area that we can see how powerful our habits are. It's something that we may not do every day, but as soon as we get back to doing it, and we kind of just pick up right where we left off. If you played an instrument for a really long time, it's kind of similar to that. It might not be as fluid as it was when you were doing it consistently, but as you kind of dust off, the cobwebs, with that guitar or whatever it may be, you get right back to basically where you were, in close regard. So, in reference to our car example, a way to look at it when we create new paradigms is if we were to go to another country where they drive on the opposite side of the road, and even the steering wheel sometimes may be on the opposite side of the car. This is something that we're so used to, we've created habits, but we have to unlearn everything that we've known about the laws that we have in your, given community. So, as opposed to looking left to see oncoming traffic in another country for me, I would have to look right, and the steering wheel again would be on the opposite side. So I have to create a space to unlearn everything I know and welcome in a new space of being able to then adopt and accept everything that is standard in another area or another country so that I can commute safely, keep myself safe, my family, as well as everybody else on the road. So you can see that having to unlearn first has some awesome benefits, which we're going to go over right before we end this video. But real quick, a very simple process about how we unlearn first. It doesn't have to be complicated. We can attach this idea and this approach to many areas and aspects in our life that we can then make big changes. But to start off, we can start off small, and whether it's something small or something large in scale, it's going to be the same approach. Time may vary, but again, it's just relative to what you're trying to change or unlearn in your life. So the first thing that we have to do, and probably the most difficult step out of the three, is we have to recognize that there is something that is no longer relevant or something that is just outdated. So going back to our car example, my old rules and regulations to the road are no longer relevant as soon as I go to Australia and the roads are driven on the opposite side. So, and I'm not actually sure if it's Australia, but you get the point. If the cars are driving on the opposite side of the road and I'm used to another way, things are going to be a little bit different. So the terms are no longer relevant. So I have to first recognize that difference. And if you're able to be a little bit ahead of the game before your trip or your journey, and you start to ask friends or family that have traveled or that live there, you may be able to read some tips you know, you can start to prepare yourself so that when you get to your destination and you go to get your rental car, you're not kind of blindsided by all of the new rules and regulations. So again, the first thing we have to do is recognize that something is no longer relevant or that it's no longer effective. The next thing that we're going to do is create a plan or a new paradigm for ourselves. And so again, going back to the car reference, we are going to have that plan, look into, you know, some new avenues, some new ideas, and then pretty much just kind of, you know, if you're unable to have that preparation, you know, in some other aspects of life or areas of life, you may not have that opportunity to read on it or get, you know, reference points from other people, you know, right away. So you're going to take it slow, you know, take it slow, get your, you know, your bearings together, get accustomed to it, take some time to become familiar with the settings and with everything that's going on. And this is going to help you create that new paradigm moving forward. And then the third and final point to this process is just to try to make it a habit. So back to the car reference, if you're over there for 2 weeks, you're going to try to make it a habit for 2 weeks. And then as soon as you get back, you're going to go through the process again as you learn to, you know, revert back to your original ways. Now, if this is something that you're trying to use for your family, for your business, for your health, for your finances, again, you can apply it to all areas of your life. The process is the same, you just kind of change the variables, and again, you know, you can start to see some awesome changes in your life. And all these videos, again, are geared toward learning about learning. So be open-minded to it, you know, accept that some things are going to change and evolve over time. It's necessary, and the more we fight it, the more difficult we're making it for ourselves at times. So just try to implement those 3 points and move forward with it. Before we end this video, I do want to talk about a couple pros to, you know, being able to unlearn first. I know they may be a little self-explanatory, but I still think they're really relevant because it's such a powerful tool as we move forward with unlearning first. So the first thing to obviously realize is that as we prepare ourselves and we accept that there's going to be a new mental space for this new idea, those new thoughts are going to start to come easier and quicker to us. We're not fighting it, like I was just saying that, you know, if we fight it, it's going to be difficult for us to change and to move, you know, with the ebb and flow of life. So as we accept it, it moves easier and quicker for us, quicker decisions, and we're moving on, learning at the pace that we are most likely hoping and desiring to move at. And then the second one is that it just opens up our eyes to a whole new world. You know, being able to travel to another place, going back to the car reference, you get a whole new experience. You see life completely different. You get to learn something new. And I feel like a lot of people, especially people that I've worked with, they express a new sense of excitement. And they have new ideas and new insights on, you know, their business or their family just by being able to unlearn and let go of the things that they've been holding on to for so long that in many cases has been causing their unhappiness and their you know, feeling of not having a purpose and being driven. So a lot of really cool things that can come from it. Again, something very simple, very easy. It's a quick video today, but some powerful information that you can implement right away and see some powerful changes in your life moving forward. So that's all the time I'm going to take today. Thank you for your time. As always, I'm Jonathan. I'm signing out. Hit that like button, the thumbs up. Let me know that you like this video. Subscribe for the channel down below. And don't forget to add your comments. Till next time, guys, I'm Jonathan signing out. Peace.